All right, we're going to do a quiz review for the quiz that you have on Monday. The quiz covers chapters 1.1 to 1.4. So the majority of the problems that are on the quiz are evaluating expressions. I'll give you what the variables are equal to, and you've got to plug it in and solve, okay? So we're going to start with the first one here. Somebody tell me, what would I do for this first problem? Logan?
Replace x with 20.
Very good. Replace x with 20. So now we have 45, what? 20. What's that operation there? Multiplication. Okay, and 45 times 20 is what? Logan? 900. Very good. There we go. That's all the amount of work that you will need to show for that quiz, okay? You plugged it in, you solved it. I realize you're not going to sit there and do the multiplication out on the paper. You can use your calculator for that. Okay, the next one. What would I do for this next problem here, Robin? Where am I going to put that for? What? Okay, what is the 4 going to go in for? What letter? X. Very good. Okay, so we're going to put the 4 in for the x, or the variable. Okay, and we're going to say 4 to the 6th power is 4,096. Perfect. Now, what would be a wrong answer? Obviously, anything other than 4,096, but what's that mistake that I taught you guys? Lily? 4 times 6. That is not correct. Do not do 4 times 6 because it is wrong. It is 4 multiplied by itself 6 times. Okay? Next one, we're getting a little more in depth here. We're going to plug in 62 for which variable? X. And we're going to plug in 2 for what variable? Y. Look at y. What is different about y than x? Riley? It's an exponent, okay? Make sure you write it like that. So we're going to have 62 minus 10 squared. What would I do first in this if I'm following order of operations? Amaya?
You do 62 minus 10.
Very good. Parentheses. I've actually got something inside of parentheses to do. So I say 62 minus 10 is 52. What's 52 squared now? 2,000 what?
704.
Very good. Okay. And last but not least, we're plugging in a variable and we've got to use order of operations. So we plug in the 8 for y, so we have 8 squared minus 4 times 8 plus 9. What would I do first in this problem, Lily? Parentheses. Do I actually have parentheses in this problem? No. I've got a set of parentheses, but remember, when we're talking about parentheses for order of operation, there's actually something for me to do inside of the parentheses. Is there anything for me to do inside those parentheses? No. So we skip it. This does not count as parentheses. What comes after parentheses? Riley? Exponent. So we're going to do 8 squared, which is 64 minus 4 times 8 plus 9. What would I do now? Marissa?
64 minus 4. Wait, then 4 times 8.
Very good, very good. Multiplication, because those parentheses tell me multiplication. So I say 4 times 8, which is?
Is it? That's the power to be negative. Oh, it is negative.
It is, yeah. Okay, so we have 32 plus 9. Now, what rule do I follow here? Who can remember? Say it.
Left to right.
Left to right. Because technically, addition comes before subtraction, but we have that rule that says when you're left with addition or subtraction or multiplication or division, we work it in left to right. So we say 64 minus 32 is 32, plus 9 is 41. The next type of problems that we have are just following order of operations. They've already given us the numbers. I don't need to plug anything in. There's no variables. So I just need to know order of operations and solve. Who can tell me what the order of operations are? Just say the letters. Lily?
P, E, M, D, A, S.
Now, why did I write it like this? Why didn't I just write it straight down? Amaya?
To show the left to right.
Very good. To show that when I get to multiplication, I follow left to right. So they're technically, multiplication isn't really before division. They're equal. Okay? Same exact thing with addition and subtraction. Now remember, multiplication and division still is always done before addition and subtraction. Okay? We don't just do them all left to right. But once I have just multiplication and division, I do left to right. Just addition and subtraction, I do left to right. Okay? Obviously, P stands for parentheses. That means there's something inside of those parentheses for me to do. E stands for exponents. M and D, multiplication and division. A and S, addition, subtraction. All right, so let's look at this first problem here. What does this bar tell us to do? Divide. But are we going to do it when I come to the D in PEMDAS? No. We use this as a separator. I'm going to solve everything in the top like it's its own problem and everything in the bottom like it's its own problem. Okay? So in the first, or up top here, what would I do first? Logan? Parentheses. There's actually something for me to do in there. What's 5 minus 2? 3. What's 5, or I'm sorry, what would I do next? Riley? 5 times 3, which is 15. What's 15 plus 7? 22. Now let's work on the bottom. There's actually only one operation to do there. And what is 22 times 2? 44. Now look at this problem that I have. Be careful how you answer this. What is my final answer going to be? 1/2. Do not say 2. If you say 2, your answer is wrong. 2 and 1/2 are two totally different values. What we would do here is we'd say, okay, can 44 go into 22? No. If you told me your answer was 2, you're telling me that 44 goes into 22 2 times. Definitely not, okay? So we would say, all right, what number goes into both of them? 22. So we divide by that. 22 divided by 2 is 1. That's where I get this. 44 divided by 22 is 2. Okay? Make sure you do your division right. If you're unsure, plug it in your calculator. That's what they're there for, okay? Last order of operation problem. What would I do in this problem first, Riley? Parentheses. I've actually got something to do. What's 9 plus 4? 13. What would I do now? Lily? The exponents. What's 13 cubed? Who's got out their calculator? Riley?
2,197.
Very good. What's 2,197 minus 12?
2,185.
Very good. Okay, this is what we did yesterday in class. Is the given value a solution? Now, they've given us different problems. One of these problems is an inequality and one is an equation. What does an inequality have? A greater than or less than sign. What does an equation have? Equal sign. Okay, so that's how we know the difference between the two of them. Does the word inequality mean not equal to? No, do not write that. When we plug this in, our answer is going to be a simple yes or no. Okay? If you look here, the number behind the semicolon is what I'm plugging in for the variable. So I'm going to plug in 9 for r, and I have 9 plus 2 times 9 is, what's that sign? Less than. Less than, the inequality sign, sorry. Because remember, it makes the L. Okay? What would I do first here? Amaya? 9 times 2. Very good. We want to do multiplication. What's 9 times 2? 18. 9 plus 18 now is? Anybody? 27. 27 is less than 30. Does that check out? Yes, it does. Now remember, box in both answers. Box in both answers, okay? Because I want to see that you did your math correctly and you know yes, it is a solution or no, it's not. Okay? What am I going to do on this next problem? Plug in the 7. So we have 4 times 7 minus 4 equals 30 minus 7. I've got a variable on both sides, so I'm going to have to do work on both sides, okay? What am I going to do first in this problem, Lily? Multiply. 4 times 7 is 28 minus 4 is equal to 30 minus 7. What would I do now? Subtract. I can go ahead and just subtract on both sides so it's done. I don't have to do one and then go and do the other. 28 minus 4 is 24. 30 minus 7 is 23. Are they equal to each other? No. Again, remember, box in both answers. Any questions? All right, moving right along. Okay, find the speed. This is our last type of problem on the test. I will give you, the quiz. I will give you the formula on your quiz so you know that S equals D over T. However, I do not tell you S equals speed, D equals distance, T equals time. You need to remember that, okay? So let's take this word problem. You don't need to write the whole thing down. You can just kind of look with me and we can plug in the numbers. And let's look for the things that we need to find. What are the 3 things that I know I have to find to solve this problem? Say it out. Distance, speed, and time. So let's look for those. You take a road trip that is 68 miles. Ding, 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 ding. What is that going to be in for? Distance. It takes you 4 hours. Ding, 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 ding. What is that going in for? Time. How fast? Do I know the speed? No. So I leave my S as speed. My distance is 68. And my time is 4. What was the speed you were traveling? 17 miles per hour. Don't forget your label. Obviously, a very slow road trip. Okay? That is your quiz review for the first quiz that you have Monday, August 25th, I believe it is.